The MMA world never sleeps, and this week it's been set ablaze with fiery call-outs, emotional revelations, and explosive accusations. From Ilia Topuria slamming Islam Makhachev and even more sharply at Khabib Nurmagomedov to Jack Della Maddalena's camp throwing serious shade at Belal Muhammad, the fight game has seen no shortage of controversy. Let's dive into the madness. Ilia Topuria has never been one to shy away from speaking his mind, and this week, he let loose in a Georgian podcast that quickly went viral. The featherweight champ, fresh off making history with his knockout win over Alexander Volkanovski, took aim at Islam Makhachev and even more sharply at Khabib Nurmagomedov. During the conversation, the hosts questioned Khabib's legacy, wondering why the Russian legend never moved up to welterweight during his reign at lightweight. Ilia joined in, claiming Khabib avoided moving up because he feared the challenge. He didn't like taking risks, Ilia said bluntly. He knew he wouldn't be able to ragdoll welterweights the way he did at 155. Topuria didn't stop there. He accused Khabib of being a hypocrite for retiring under the premise that he would never retain, only to later express willingness to come back for $100 million. I respected him before, Ilia said, but if you retire and then come back for money, you're no different than a coward. That's when I lost respect. In one of the most controversial lines of the interview, Ilia compared Khabib's retirement decision to a woman after childbirth, emotional in the moment but likely to change later. The comment drew sharp backlash online but also showed just how personal the feud has become. El Matador is clearly not afraid of burning bridges. While Islam Makhachev prepares for a potential move up to welterweight, the heat around his rumored clash with Jack Della Maddalena is intensifying. Following Jack's incredible win over Belal Muhammad at UFC 315, fans immediately started eyeing Islam versus JDM as the next big champ bout. But this isn't just about belts. It's about styles, narratives, and pride. Islam's suffocating wrestling and elite grappling face-off against JDM's sharp boxing and ever-improving takedown defense. It's a true clash of styles and one that could define the next era of two divisions. Jack, for his part, hasn't been shy. He recently stated, "I reckon he's going to underestimate me, just like everyone else has." Confident, calm, and collected, JDM seems more than ready to face Islam's pressure. And yet, drama continues to swirl. In the aftermath of UFC 315, JDM's coach lit a firestorm in the MMA world with comments on Belal Muhammad's physique. In a now viral YouTube breakdown titled "How to Beat Belal," he questioned the noticeable changes in Belal's body over recent years. "He didn't look like that in his early fights," the coach said. "Less muscle, less vascularity, different endurance. Now suddenly he looks shredded and gassed out in round 3. Something doesn't add up." While he didn't outright say the word PEDs, the implications were clear. Fans immediately jumped into heated debates, some defending Belal and citing natural progression and elite-level training as explanations, while others began to suspect something more sinister. So far, there's no official word from USADA, the UFC, or any governing body regarding the accusation, but the court of public opinion is already divided. As if tensions weren't high enough, Khamzat Chimaev also made headlines this week after a fan attempted to play peacemaker between him and Belal Muhammad. The fan respectfully called for unity, citing their shared heritage and support for Palestine. Khamzat, however, wasn't having it. "Yes, he called a Muslim brother," Khamzat wrote. "But I like real people, not fake. If you want to beat me, don't call me brother." He then doubled down by posting a picture of Belal crying with the caption "He's crying again," before deleting it shortly after. Whether a moment of reflection or calculated chaos, it showed once again that Khamzat's fuse is short, and his social media bite is lethal. In more sobering news, MMA legend Jose Aldo revealed he entered UFC 315 battling multiple health issues, including a torn muscle, a virus, and a potential hernia. After a grueling loss to Ayman Zahabi, Aldo hinted that this might be the end of the road. "This fight was hard," Aldo said during the post-fight presser. "My body was breaking down, but I didn't want to pull out. In my head, I knew this could be my last one." He added, "I want to be a father, pick up my kids from school. That's what matters now." Fans worldwide were heartbroken at the possible end of a legendary career. But knowing combat sports, many are holding out hope for one last appearance, possibly in boxing. One of the most shared moments from UFC 315 wasn't from inside the octagon, but from a living room. Israel Adesanya's live reaction to JDM's victory was captured in a viral YouTube video where he screamed, cheered, and lived every second of the final round. Body, head, let's go. He did it. Adesanya shouted, exploding with joy. The authenticity of the moment reminded fans that even world champions are fans first. His respect for both JDM and Belal came through clearly, making the moment one of the emotional highlights of the week. Finally, in classic MMA fashion, Henry Cejudo and Colby Covington reignited their loudmouth bromance at a celebrity poker event. Though the exchange was intense, it had more of a playful undertone, the kind that keeps fight fans entertained in and out of the cage. With chants of "win the belt" and mockery flying back and forth, fans were reminded that both men still know how to stay relevant, even when they are not actively fighting. Whether it's Ilia torching legends, Islam eyeing welterweight glory, or Cejudo and Covington stealing headlines off the mat, the MMA world remains the most unpredictable, passionate, and entertaining sport on the planet. One thing's for sure, the fights outside the cage are just as fierce as those within it.